Hello, Virgos. Thank you very much for joining this reading session. This is your October monthly reading. If you're a sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign in Virgo, this is a reading session for you. Today, we're going to use Oracle of the Mythic Heroes and Oracle of the Celestial Deities to check different areas in your life, including your general energy, your career, your relationship, and finally, we're going to look at your spiritual health. Now, with all that being said, let's get straight into the reading. First of all, Virgos, we're going to look at those 4 areas with 4 different cards from Oracle of the Celestial Deities. Okay, we're going to give the cards a very thorough shuffle and see what's the energy for you. Virgos, dear universe, please provide us some guidance and wisdom for all the Virgos in the month of October. First card, Vulcan. For your career, we have got Hercules. For your relationship, we have got Athena. And finally, for your spiritual health, we have got Saturn. All right. Now, we're going to pull 3 tarot cards from the Mythic Tarot, and let's get a little bit extra advice and guidance, right, from the tarot deck. Again, we're going to give it a thorough shuffle. Right, dear universe, please provide us with some useful guidance and wisdom for all the Virgos in the month of October. All right. All right, that's it. For your career, we have got the 2 of Swords. For your love life and relationship, we have got the Ace of Cups. And finally, we go into your spiritual health, and we have got the 4 of Swords. Beautiful energy. Okay, now, finally, we're going to pull 1 card from the Star Code Oracle. Let's just get a final advice, right? And see if there's any specific area in your life or any other energies that you need to know, right, about the month of October. All right, just 1 card. The 4th house, home. Beautiful energy. Okay, so first of all, Virgos, let's have a look at your energy at a higher level. You start your energy with a card called Vulcan. Now, Vulcan is the Roman version of Hephaestus from ancient Greek and Roman mythology. When we see Vulcan in the 1st house, it's usually talking about the productive and the conscientious spirit in you. Vulcan could be a very good card when it comes to people who want to focus on their productivity, focus on their work, and focus on what they can produce. Specifically, when I look at Vulcan, I think of professions such as, for example, an architect, right? A builder, someone who actually needs to be very detail oriented and really focus on how to craft certain things, right, for their life. Now, for Vulcan energy, I would say for Virgos, this is kind of like your energy, right? Because Virgo is an earth sign, and Virgo is about providing, the useful and the pragmatic service, right, to the general public. And Virgo people, they tend to find the value of life through the service that provides so that they can find their true value. And so the Vulcan energy sitting in the 1st house could be telling you to really get in touch with your Virgo energy. Focus on the work, focus on your productivity, and focus on the service that you're providing. Now, one of the things I also want to say is that for Vulcan people, it's very, very important for us to also find our confidence. Sometimes I see this energy as maybe you have been hiding in the darkness, or you have been, being overly humble, let's put it this way, in your work zone, or maybe just in your life. Perhaps there is a part of us feeling that, am I good enough? Right? Am I amazing enough to come out of the shadow and let the world see me, right? So what I also say about this energy is that, for a lot of the Virgos this month, try to come out of your comfort zone and try to build a little bit confidence in believing who you are, right? Specifically, because you got Vulcan together with the 4th house. The 4th house is referring to the home energy, our home, our childhood, things that are very domestic, right? So I do feel that with this Vulcan sitting in the 4th house, maybe you have been too comfortable, right? Not being in the spotlight, or not being in the not getting the so-called the attention that you actually deserve, right? So which is not necessarily always a bad thing, right? Because you are working hard, you are trying to do everything. But what I also say about Virgo this month is try to be a little bit more exposed in the society and let people see you shine. All right. Now, with your work situation, you got Hercules sitting in their position with the Two of Swords. Now, one thing that I noticed about Hercules is that this is about you having to overcome challenges, right, and the hurdles in front of you. Now, there are many different scenarios we can talk about. Let's say, for example, if you're not working and you're thinking about getting a job and things like that, Vulcan could be telling you that you have to build your confidence, right, to put yourself back in the job market. And the Hercules tells you that it's not going to be an easy process, because Hercules, generally speaking, is about, that the challenges, right, the 12 harsh labors you have to go through, just like how it was depicted in the ancient Greek mythology. Now, if you're already working, you have a job, the Hercules definitely tells you that, the October months can be quite a little bit like, work-laden time. And so you might have a lot of tasks at hand. You might just have to overcome them one by one. Sometimes, some tasks can be more difficult than the other. But one of the things I do want to feel about this energy is that this is actually just for a small part of you guys. That this is not doesn't mean that this applies to anyone, but I do feel that there could be a part of you feeling a little bit being sandwiched in the middle. This could be about maybe you have two bosses, right? And they want different things, right, in you. For example, one boss would say, "Oh, I want you to do this," and the other boss say, "Oh, that's not important. I want you to do something different." And so you might be feeling a little bit like, "Oh, but I don't know what to do," right? Sometimes this could also be about maybe you're going through a little bit struggle with yourself. For example, this could be about you maybe knowing what is important to you, what must be done, but your personality wants you to do something different, right? So there is that kind of like duality energy in there, and you need to find the middle point. And thinking, okay, what's the best way for me to maneuver this? And one of the typical thing that I can give an example is, for example, if you are a boss, right, or if you're a leader, how much do you want to be a disciplinarian? How much do you want to be harsh and strict, right, about your work and about your team, versus how much compassion and empathy do you want to give to your team? So for example, when someone is slacking, right, you might want to play the role of a disciplinarian, tell them that you need to take your work seriously. But when someone is truly sick and they cannot come to work, can you offer them the compassion, right, and the care that they need, instead of just telling them to get back to work? So it's a little bit like kind of like always finding the middle point in your work. Um, Either way, I do feel that for Virgo people, this month just focus on your productivity, right? Focus on the problem solving and everything. The good thing about this is you're definitely gonna have people helping you. You got Hercules and Athena sitting together, right? In the middle. This is talking about you will be able to receive the right guidance or the right help when you need. So I'm not worried about you guys. Now, with love, there is a very specific message I want to give to people who are single that is listening to this reading session, right? In October, there's a very strong nudge from the universe asking you to open your heart a little bit more. You start with Vulcan and you go to Athena. Now, this energy could be saying that, again, there's a part of you that is maybe not very confident, and it's very, very possible that is triggered by your past. Maybe in the past, you tried to be open, right? You tried to connect with someone and they just didn't give you the attention that you really wanted. Or they kind of like, I don't know, maybe they misled you, right? Or they made you feel a little bit like stupid, right? Or they made you feel a little bit like, they just, kind of like dangling a carrot in front of you, and but you're not getting anything from that relationship. And so this Vulcan Athena tells you that because of that experience, you could lose a little bit confidence, and you could also be feeling very guarded now, and thinking, okay, I'm not gonna, open myself again, because if I open myself again, I'm going to make a spectacle of myself, and I'm gonna look like a fool, right? When I meet someone new, because I don't know their true intention, maybe they're just gonna do the same thing to me. But your advice is the Ace of Cups, which is a very interesting energy. The Ace of Cups does not mean that you will fall in love, but it does mean that as an advice, it tells you to open your heart and believe in love again, and believe that true love does exist. And the reason why you haven't had that yet is because you are looking for that from the wrong person or at the wrong timing. Now, for those of you guys who are already in a relationship, you have a partner, Vulcan and Athena tells me that somehow maybe you two have been a little bit, not connecting yet at a romantic level enough. And the Ace of Cups, again, is telling you to bring a little bit more feelings and emotion and softness, right, into your connections. And perhaps this is a time for you to rekindle that passion, go on a trip together, do something romantic, right? And you give each other some nice gestures, and just to have a little bit like that kind of, beautiful moment, right? I think this is very important. Now, finally, we're going to your spiritual health. You've got a Saturn with the Four of Swords. Now, I feel that for Virgo people this month, sleep, sleep, right? It's basically what you need to do. Rest well, eat well, right? And um, also, if you want to do, I definitely recommend some kind of healing work you can do. This could be about literally doing some candle gazing. This could be about your meditation practice. Saturn is sitting in the spiritual house. Usually it's talking about there's something that needs to be cleansed out, but it's not yet, right? It's not being done yet. But you will have this very strong intuition about what is no longer serving your highest purpose. And you kind of have to okay, that is something, the skeleton, right, in the closet. I need to cleanse that out before the new thing, the new chapter arrives. Sometimes we have this tendency to want to wait for the new thing to come first, and then we're gonna clean the junk out of our life. But what your card is saying that you need to do the opposite. Now, Four of Swords is definitely a card of rest. It's a card of inaction. It's a card of contemplation. So again, I do feel that this month, October, for Virgos, you need to actually go into a little bit like your spiritual side, right? Remember, when the sun is transiting in Libra, it's almost like, basically if you're a Virgo ascendant, it's transiting your second house. And the second house is talking actually about your self-value, right? What is your value system? And so I think that could also be a part of your life that, you will feel there's some kind of light being shedded on it. All right. Very good. Now we're going to pull one more card from Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, just to see if there's any extra advice there for our lovely Virgos. All right. We're gonna give it a thorough shuffle. Okay. All right, dear universe, please provide us with some wisdom and guidance for all the Virgos out there to help them go through the months with flying colors. Thank you, universe. All right, one card. Okay. Oh my God, Virgos. Did I just say at the very beginning of the session, I said it's about your productivity, it's about your focus, it's about how you, dedicate your effort into to produce things, right? You need to focus on, what you are gonna work on. And literally, you have got this card called Deathless, and the keyword is focus. Virgo. I really think that this month is a time for you to really be who you are, just to be a Virgo, right? Providing the right surveys, being hardworking, being detail oriented, and do not be distracted by unnecessary people or negative forces around you. If you want to, definitely I would say burn some sage at home. You do have got the fourth house there, which is about your home energy, right? So burn some sage, cleanse the energy of your home, or Palo Santo, right? Clean the house, right? If you haven't cleaned it for a while, at the end of the day, I do believe that for a Virgo to thrive, they need to have a clean and a pristine environment. Okay, thank you so much to my dear Virgos, sending you a lot of love. And of course, remember to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with the people you care about if you have enjoyed the reading. Sending you a lot of blessings, right? We need to circulate that positive energy. Have a wonderful month. I'll see you later.